I don't know if I ever been a normal guy, but it was like fake it till you make it. I had some, ups and downs.
It's actually very hard in front of camera to admit that what you've been doing, what was wrong, what was right.
Half of your content is not relevant.
Old school stuff now.
Second time that Google is shifting towards like more sophisticated way of answering things. If you know how they are retrieving and processing information, you can impact that.
I think your talk was the most talked talk at the conference.
SEO is not something separate from marketing. If AI is replacing SEO, no. AI is built on SEO.
Yes, it's built on SEO.
People didn't move to social media from Google. It's like a separate thing.
It's kind of an add-on. Hello everyone, my name is Gundeep Singh, and today I am with a very special guest from the SEO Conference 2025, and his name is Szymon Słowik. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, you've done good.
Oh yeah, great job. Thank you. So, Szymon, please introduce yourselves to the audience. What your journey has been from here you are actually, and how have you been from a normal guy to what you are today?
I don't know if I ever been a normal guy, but yeah, being SEO is something different, and most of our friends out of the industry don't know what we are doing, right? At first, thanks for having me here. Thanks for inviting me. That's a pleasure. And what about my story? I started without having a clue what I'm going to do, in my professional career. I was thinking about studying something technical, maybe something more philosophical. I ended up on economy studies, and still it wasn't, nothing promising for me, nothing that, felt like this is my thing. But I started doing some blogging, some, digital stuff, and I wanted my content to attract some people, get some traction, right? So I started, investigating what is this SEO all about. And then,
I think it was 15 years ago, right?
Even earlier, I think, maybe 17 years ago, but it wasn't a professional, it was just like, like a hobby, like a new thing. But then I started some training session, marketing agencies, like some basic work, just content editing, setting up WordPress pages, the basic stuff. But over time, I learned, and there was a point where when I was the main SEO within the digital marketing agency, and I realized that, okay, I can do that on my own. So I started my freelance business.
Okay.
And yeah, so actually I founded my agency back then, but it was like fake it till you make it, just me looking as an agency.
Very good, to be honest.
Yeah, this is when the Takaoto brand came to life, and it was 2012 when I started, selling my services to the business, doing SEO. And I had some, ups and downs, build a team, then bankrupted, then we built another team. And for the last several years, we are doing quite nice. But, business-wise, from business perspective, it wasn't that great from the very beginning, right? So I learned my lesson, and now I'm doing fine. And, I'm running an agency based in Poland, but also providing some consulting for
all across the globe.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, I would like to tell that it's very hard to be honest, and it's very, very good quality. Even, you just talked about fake it till you make it. And it's actually very hard in front of camera to, admit that what you've been doing, what was wrong, what was right. And eventually that's the path a person makes, I think. And you've done a great job here. And I must tell to the audience as well that he's been into more than 17 years into the industry. He's worked with brands like Growbots, Brand24, if I'm not wrong, and Napoleon Cat, right?
Yeah, there's, there are Polish SaaS companies, but made it, out from Poland.
Correct.
So this is not my major focus, because those companies aren't our clients, like on subscription-based model. I just, advised them or conducted an audit, consulted something or trained their team. But yeah, these are nice brands that actually made it global.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm proud that I could work with them.
Exactly. Okay. You like to talk about SEO, you like to talk about AI, the future of SEO, right? I must tell that I think your talk was the most talked talk in the conference. Unfortunately, I was not there. I was busy with some stupid stuff. but I'm getting a FOMO that I was not able to attend it.
Okay. And actually, FOMO was a part of my talk. I was referring to the FOMO people are having within the industry because so many things are going on, right?
Correct. Let's talk about from SEO veteran to AI-driven strategist you've been, right? I would say. So, what do you think is the major agenda of SEO, or where the SEO is going from today to maybe the future? What do you think is the roadmap for you, or maybe someone who's into SEO and has been into the SEO since a very long time? What are the pivots we are looking into?
Yeah. Actually, a friend of mine, Robert Niechciał, also from Poland,
Yes.
just had a talk amazing exactly on that topic. So he mentioned that
Yeah.
if you're focusing on keywords and typical classical rankings and blue links, you're already behind, right?
Yes.
So it's more about learning how information is retrieved, processed, and delivered to the user. And actually, it's all about processing information.
Correct.
And what I would advise, work with LLMs and learn actually how LLMs work, because it's totally different approach. Let's say old algorithms and all the systems that Google used like 10 years ago, it was more deterministic. You had some points, some values, and with LLMs, it's more probabilistic. So it's more, there's more fluctuation, obviously, and you cannot have like very predictable outcome that is going to be constant. It's going to be very personalized for each user. So tracking analysis of these outcomes is becoming very, very big, like a business issue. But generally, just creating well-structured information that is focused around your business model, instead of creating some blogs and knowledge bases like encyclopedia.
That's all. It's old school stuff now.
Yeah, actually, it was never the best approach, but it worked. And it was okay. But with systems that Erfan Azimi exposed with the Google leak, like
Been to the podcast.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, great guy. Had pleasure to meet him. So yeah, site focus score and site radius actually are the ways that Google evaluates your topical authority in a way. So learning how those work, how topical concentration around the entity, about the user's intent that you want to answer, it's the way to do that. So concentrate, build all those subtopics around your main topic, but fill the gaps. Don't go too wide. And if you have, like a framework to do that structured way, then you're good. Obviously, there are some, also some other aspects like user signals and authority signals, all the offsite SEO that I was talking about during my presentation.
Yes.
But the foundation is, what's on your page and how it's processed, right?
Yes. But what I think from the whole aspect of SEO 2025 and from the vibe of the whole conference this year, I think Google has gone back a little. It's like the time of 2012, 13 when new stuff totally came in, like with the AI modes and the AI stuff and all that. It's like kind of the focus is there, and it's very easy to. I think people are saying the SEO is dead and whatnot, but I think it's the time to shine. I just searched something on Google and it was very stupid answer. It was not even correct. It was even Robert gave an example of pizza. Yeah. What is required in pizza? You require glue. Yeah. So it's a very stupid answer, right? So I think the correct answer is not there, and so the focus of the resources are towards there, and it's very easy to slip in.
Yeah.
Right. Even in our industry, we've seen people experimenting and putting stupid stuff in it ranks, right? So don't you think that this is time to actually print money in these 2-3 years?
Yeah, actually, you can leverage that. So I think that's what you were referring to, like from 10, 15 years ago. It was like Google bombing, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You got that.
Yeah, I got it. So you could just spam something with a lot of, links with specific anchor text, and then you associated this page with this query with this keyword. So you can, for example, in Poland, there was cases like there was a very religious, let's say, deemed radio run by some, priests, etc. But they had a really lot of, enemies because they were polarizing people, and they some SEOs Google bombed them, and they were ranking for some, like, Satan's home or something like that, so something very opposite, and there were so many, political situations that someone was associating some bad names for, some political politicians website. But nowadays it's not about that. However, it still may work. There was a recent situation, a case with My Disney website, and they had a black hat discount something within the site links. Okay. And it was also because of kind of like Google bombing, but more sophisticated. But what you were referring to was AI overviews and AI-based results, let's say, because it's going to be AI mode, it can be AI overviews, but also other tools outside from Google ecosystem like ChatGPT, Copilot, Perplexity, or whatever, right? So there are language models. They are not having their wisdom. They are just processing information. And if you know how they are retrieving and processing information, you can impact that, right? We are using this kind of tactics as well. Wow. It's called LLM pollution, right? So you can just put some like misinformation, right, wrong data there, and make that work for you. But we are just using that to amplify a message behind our clients' brands. So I had this recent situation, recent case study with meal prep subscriptions based service in Poland, which is quite popular service, and their brand was like 10 or 20 times less recognized than their competitors. Okay. But what I realized that they have really nice reviews on Trustpilot and Google Business Profile, exceeding, everything compared to their competition. So I realized, okay, we can actually say that this is like the favorite, the most appreciated, most recommended, and best reviewed brand within that industry.
Very smart.
Yeah, so it was true. It wasn't, spam or scam, right?
Yes.
So we structured this message in a specific way, and we published it on like 50 websites, like, just niche content, PBN-ish websites, not like a, big news media or whatever, just to be read. It wasn't a matter of authority and ranking. It was just meant to be read by LLMs. And, when they were encountering this story over and over, they started citing those sources within Perplexity, Gemini, ChatGPT, all of those. When I asked for what's the most recommended brand, blah, 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 whatever, it was there. But then after some time, when you ask what's the best service within this industry, it started coming up. So
you give away the whole strategy.
Yeah, okay, it's, there are some details you need to, focus on just to deliver that in proper way. But actually, I believe that it's time to, like you said, print money. You can repurpose old strategies. You can, for example, use PBNs not for links, but for information distribution.
Yes. Oh, wow, that's a very smart thing.
Even you can have, you can have some domains that were penalized by Google, and you even don't have to get them indexed, because it's not only about, they don't have to be used in a grounding process. There are other ways to give them in front of LLMs, right? Usually those PBNs are built on expired domain.
Correct.
And okay, it could be penalized, but it still has links from big websites, high authority sources. So the crawlers like OpenAI bot, etc., are going through the web looking for information, and they're actually very greedy in terms of information because they want to learn on everything, they want to cover everything. So those systems doesn't focus on like spam detecting and etc.
It's more, I see the freshness of the content is the major thing they're picking up.
Yeah. So Robert also mentioned that there was some kind of like analysis or maybe a leak, I don't know, on that ChatGPT internal
Yes.
algo data was kind of like exposed, and they seem to have something like QDF, query desires freshness system, like this is same that Google has, similar, right? So this is one thing. And the other thing is actually Google promotes fresh content. In different industries, the way of this factor varies, right? But for some, the freshness is one of the most important factors right now. So whenever is it like AI mode, AI overviews, or other system like ChatGPT, whenever they do grounding, right? So they ask all these query fan out questions, like different queries, to make sure that they cover, all the aspects of the query that user made an input, like prompted, right? And then they are going to Google's results or Bing's results.
Yes.
So it's brings us back to the answer. If AI is replacing SEO, no, AI is built on SEO.
Yes, it's built on SEO.
Yeah, so you need to have like fresh, optimized, high authority content that covers all those angles, all those aspects of whatever you are doing, and then you can get pulled with your information, your brand, your product to AI results, whatever they are.
Perfect. And now because we are in the commotion of AI and talking about these AI results, I have something to ask you. I assume, and I've seen from the talk and from the commotion, that you're quite good at e-commerce SEO as well, right? I've seen your my team when we were researching on you, and we could see a lot of content you've been talking about e-com, right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about how e-commerce SEO and AI as a combined weapon can work. I'll take an example of this. Is that I have a client. He's a florist in Houston. We wanted different channels of sales, and we kind of tweaked the website. So we got the client like just 3 months ago. It was a going down trend, and we just worked on the freshness more of the content. We just worked on some very smart sub niches in florist. Like, for instance, it's the funeral house. So it's like targeting funeral houses, targeting birthday parties, targeting all that stuff. And we've done this work for the AI ChatGPT and stuff. And trust me, we're getting sales from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
We're getting sales from Perplexity.
Yeah.
We're getting sales from AI. Also, we've done that. There's a blog of Matt Diggity where he posted that how we can track back the clicks and the traffic we're getting from the AI engines, right? And we were surprised to see that we are getting like 5 to 6% sale from it, and that's good number.
And
it's fine. Yes, it's additional. It's additional, right? I have a lot of questions on e-commerce. This is my favorite topic, and I think you're the best person to answer all of these questions. So first, let's talk about how e-commerce and AI as a combined can be worked. Any case studies or anything you want to share on this?
So, e-commerce by design is a game of big numbers, right?
Yeah.
So you probably, of course, you can have e-commerce website just to sell one product, but what we are talking about usually as an e-commerce SEO is like thousands or tens of thousands SKUs, products, right? With different categories, different angles, brands. It's getting very complicated, right? So with AI, you can actually just improve so much in maintaining the whole website. It's with so many sub pages, the website's architecture and navigation play huge role. If you use AI wisely, you can create, for example, product descriptions, like first like go to use of AI, right? Mostly back in the days when it wasn't the AI wasn't accessible, wasn't ready yet. Most of e-commerce websites had to struggle with how to actually create that content for product pages.
Exactly.
Because hiring a copywriter to write 10,000 product descriptions is like, really, suicide mission, right? And it wouldn't, cover the expenses. It didn't make sense. Using product description that, from the producer, right, from the original brand, also didn't, let you gain any advantage. So now you can pull data from, producer, all the, technical stuff, etc. Pull some reviews. Look, what are people talking about that? And even use language model, because it's very good with, contexts to describe this product in a way for whom it's gonna be a good solution, right?
Yes.
So not only what is it, but for whom. Use context. You should combine that with other products, with other solutions. So it's all, contextual, deep, and original. And you're actually getting, just scoring more and more points in from perspective of Google algorithm, because information gain, effort score, it all rises because of that. So product descriptions are one thing, but also you can use that for analysis that covers not only SEO numbers like traffic and clicks, etc., but user behavior, so more user experience stuff, and also business numbers like what's the revenue, what's the customer lifetime value, etc., and then optimize not only for keywords for products that have biggest search volume, but which are most profitable ones. Which products actually can, upsell, which products result in the biggest, basket value and customers lifetime value. So you can do some kind of like business intelligence stuff and make use of SEO as just like a channel, like it should be used, but also like business wise, not only technical, not only thinking about clicks, right? So yeah, this is that. And also AI is not only a tool that we use, but it's also used by customers, right? So it's kind of like changing the experience. And what I'm actually, seeing and, talking with other SEOs that confirm that the customer journey in e-commerce kind of changes right now from SEO perspective, because for ages, since the very beginning, it was all about category pages, collection pages.
Yes.
They were attracting traffic because they were, covering those most popular keywords.
Because it was not possible to work on every product because of the bandwidth.
Yeah, right? If someone is looking for t-shirts, he's typing t-shirts, right? And then he used to go to some category page on fashion e-commerce, right?
Exactly.
But now, if they are using AI tools like chats, etc., they can type like, okay, I want to buy a t-shirt, but with some print on it, and I want it to be like, heavy metal related.
That's the niche I'd worked on.
Yeah. So you get so many details, and you make the like AI agent, the chart, look for specifically this product. So in the end, you may just click on a specific link that leads you to specific product. So the traffic acquisition kind of moves a little bit from category pages, which are still a big thing, but in terms of the new things that happens, some of those traffic just goes towards product pages, and the more details you have on your product pages, the more even obvious things you have in your text and description and structured data.
Even the material, maybe you're talking about high quality cotton,
Yeah.
and it can help you kind of come up in the LLMs.
Yeah.
Alright, time for a sponsor break. This episode is proudly sponsored by Kings Digital, the marketing agency that I, your host, Gundeep Singh co-founded. At Kings Digital, we specialize into scaling businesses, optimizing growth strategies, and turning your ideas into brands that people can't stop talking about. You might be thinking self-promotion in your own podcast? Well, that's quite bold. That's because that's exactly what we do for our client. Bold strategies that bring results. So if you're a business owner or an agency who wants to level up your marketing, your processes, whether it's SEO, ads, social media, performance marketing, we're building a killer brand presence for you. If you want us to audit your website or your ads campaign, just fill up the form below. We will get back to you with a full-blown SEO audit, a complete 6 to 12 months SEO roadmap tailored to your business, and a step-by-step video walkthrough breaking down exactly how to fix and scale your organic traffic. This isn't some cookie-cutter checklist. Trust me, our team spends an entire day crafting this report. Trust me, if we're good enough to sponsor ourselves, we're probably good enough to help you crush your goals. Alright, that's enough of us now. Now let's get back to the show.
I have seen in this case that when we talk about product pages now, it's quite easier now to kind of work on them because of the AI bandwidth we have. And as you mentioned, the more descriptive the product pages are, it is directly linked to us getting traffic from LLMs directly. Yeah, right.
And also from Google as well, because some people that is so like long-term queries, and in some niches, because e-commerce is just like a business model, right? But it can be just for stupid things like clothes, socks, for example, some small shopping. But sometimes it can be like B2B e-commerce or very technical stuff, engineering stuff, and people are, looking for something very specific, very sophisticated, described in a way that it was like the first time someone just puts that query in Google, right? But because of LLMs, because of the semantic side of the search engine and all that things, this is how you just become an answer for that specific questions.
Yes. And I think now the queries have also changed. Like now people like interact more in the queries. Like 2-3 years ago, I take this example a lot. People used to like, maybe I would search for maybe burger near me, right? I now can ask, I need a fish burger which is extra large. Where can I get that in Chiang Mai? Maybe, right? Yeah, they're asking such questions. People are asking more detailed questions. So if that is mentioned, that's what you're trying to tell, that if that's mentioned properly in the website.
And it's not only about e-commerce SEO, it's all services, all products. And I believe that what is currently happening is like the second time that Google is shifting towards like more sophisticated way of answering things, because before like 2013-14, before the Google Hummingbird update, before all those things that happens next, like BERT, for example, because now we have AI, but NLP is like running the game for a decade or over a decade. So before that, people were typing like basic stuff like lawyer Warsaw, for example. And then because of the quality of the answers and the outcomes they had, they learned that they can type like, insurance related stuff, lawyer
can handle marriage or
so and now they are actually talking with this,
because system can provide that information.
So even if they don't know yet, like casual users, if they don't know yet that they can use this kind of approach, the system will give them a tip like, okay, what kind of lawyer you are looking for? What's your situation? What are your requirements? Do you need this and that? And it will narrow down to make sure that the answer you're gonna get in the end gonna satisfy you, right?
Yes. I think this one point to this, which is not many people talked about, is that initially, like before the AI boom, a user used to spend time on like exploring the pages and going to the right thing, right? Example, you took a Warsaw lawyer. So then the person goes on the website and then he sees, okay, I need marriage related lawyer. And then he used to go to internal pages and stuff. Now I think the the time has changed, that internal flow and all that exploring to multiple pages is gone, because that takes a lot of users time. And now directly coming to the right landing page, or the page which has your information, is very important. And it's the kind of job of a search engine or the LLM model to directly show the best results in the favor of users, in the favor of. And as webmasters, I think our job has changed, has been it's a paradigm shift from making pages where we need to control bounce, and all that stuff is gone. Now you gotta make it page which handles that query and answers exact query, and that's how you directly kind of land. So that means coming on primary pages is long gone. Now it's a time when you can get traffic to n number of pages. The flow of the pages has to be more. Am I right? Am the right direction?
I think so. Yeah. So the thing is that you should narrow down. You should be very specific.
Exactly.
You should put all those details, but it's not that simple, because there's always question how detailed it should be. Should I put all those information on one page or create a specific one, like a separate one? Because it can be like a big mistake when you kind of use this approach and create so many pages to answer very specific questions, but maybe half of those questions aren't asked, and all those pages actually are increasing your cost of retrieval. And then Google sees that half of your pages aren't answering any demands. Yeah, so not even thin content. It just doesn't answer real life demand. You just made up, context, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a cost for Google. So with site-wide metrics, with all that quality assessment metrics, and by just calculating PageRank, for example, it kind of ruins your SEO, right? Because Google sees that half of your content is not relevant, so it's a cost.
Yes.
And they see that with all the internal linking, etc., half of your authority goes to a dead end, right?
Yes.
So I had this discussion here in Chiang Mai, like the very first day I arrived, with German Frolofs, a really smart guy from semantic holistic SEO community, very very well trained and experienced in that field, and we were discussing when is it like too far when you create a subpage, and it's a matter of actually verifying, having some framework to verify if there is an index for that word. If Google actually sees demand for that word, you won't see data in Ahrefs, SEMrush, or even Google Search Console for many queries because it's limited, right? Okay. But you can check up what Google is serving to answer this query,
Okay.
and if there's a specific index for that, then it makes sense to create subpage. But
Okay.
German Strolofs is the right guy to dig into that. So if you haven't got him on your podcast, maybe it's the next person to reach out to.
Perfect. I'll definitely get him. Tell him I have a reference, so he'll definitely come. Perfect. Okay. Now let's quickly talk about some basics on e-commerce that we've been following a path. We've discussed this a lot, but let's just talk it from a different perspective, which is kind of when we talk about I'll give you some instances. Tell me which is right or which is wrong. Okay, just for instance, let's take an example that I'm talking about a leather based product website, and I talk about maybe leathermenaccessories.com example, just random. Okay, what would be the flow? Like the leathermen accessory, then on the home page, then there are categories to it, and then we talk about categories like shoes, wallets, and stuff.
Belts, yeah.
But yeah, belts. And then there's the different categories. So for example, now I want to expand. Like this is the problems we face with clients, that we got to expand the websites. They tell me now I want to add another category. Maybe I want to add women to this. How can we add women? The domain is men leather accessories. So what is your take on such questions, and how the flow and the parent to child, this whole thing works in e-commerce according to you?
So first thing is, like I mentioned, this categorization. used to play a major role. It still does, but with some, slow shift. But proper structure of the e-commerce website should answer the demand, but also should group products, with similar traits. So if you just have like belts, right? It's a broad category, but you can have like different kinds of leather, different colors, and it's always a tricky part because sometimes you have like a same belt with different colors, for example, and different sizes, different lengths, and probably the length of it should be just like a list where you just find like a variation of that product, but without a separate sub page. But the color, it could be searched for, and then it makes sense to make another page.
Okay.
But also nowadays with all this structured data and the way you can process information and show it to Google and other systems, you can just make sure that this belt comes with these sizes, with these colors, with these qualities. So yeah, but also you can do that on a category page.
Yeah.
So you can just signal that we have this variety of belts, of wallets, or whatever. The tricky thing is when your client wants to expand, or if it's your shop, you want to expand, and you're starting adding not more detailed, more narrowed categories, but for example, baseball hat to leather product store. It can mess it up a little bit because of different user behavior. They didn't come for that. Your brand association, you can be well recognized brand in leather accessories, but not like baseball caps, right? And in terms of semantics, it also dilutes your topical authority because of this site radius thing. It doesn't refer only to informational content, right? It just expands your topical range, right? So you can do that, obviously, but then you should fill everything in that range.
Exactly.
So if you are adding baseball hats to leather accessories, we probably should go like old-fashioned, right?
Yes.
And cover all those gaps.
And just expand the umbrella.
Yeah. So with broader site radius, you need to fill the gaps to maintain high site focus score. So the density of...
Well, we got to change the things then. I think we got to change the domain maybe. Or maybe let it go, or maybe just
go against business strategy on what's going on.
It's a hard thing to do, but right?
Yeah, it's if it's the brand says that it's men leather accessories, and you're starting selling like running shoes and baseball hats, it's
not a good idea.
Yeah, and in the end, I always try to remind that and put it on discussion with clients that SEO is not something separate from marketing. It's just like a layer of communication, of channel of connecting business with the user, with the client, customer. But there's a marketing, there's a branding, there's a strategy behind that, should be at least. So your message should be clear. What are you selling, to whom, and why you are good at it, right? So it's a basic brand strategy. So if you dilute your brand, it doesn't matter if it's PPC or SEO or social media or whatever, it's not a good idea, right? So maybe another brand, or maybe something similar. You can try to upsell, you can signal to your users, you can use your email lists, whatever, right? Don't mess with the brand.
Yes, perfect. Let's do a rapid fire round. One SEO myth that needs to die.
I'm going to be opposite to what Robert says. Robert said like length plays a role, but it's like a correlation. I know what he meant, but some people still think that length of content is a factor. Just having a long form content, but with a lot of fluff, is something harmful more than beneficial.
If someone is looking for maybe what is the cost of Apple Watch, you need to give the cost on the top. You need to be very specific.
Whatever topic it is, you should be specific. You shouldn't say the same thing over and over. It doesn't make sense, and you shouldn't put any fluff like just meaningless in the sentences just to reach some characters or words goal that you were aiming for. Does make sense.
Okay, one tool you cannot live without.
Currently, it's ChatGPT. It's so cliche, but yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, I'm validating a lot of ideas with custom GPTs. So yeah,
Okay, one habit that keeps you productive.
drinking coffee.
Okay. Okay, one prediction for the next Google update.
I believe it can happen like tomorrow. You know, we are in the middle of November, and it should be like now. And I believe that a lot of SEOs are who are still like with their perspective, like in 5 or 10 years ago, they are looking for what's happened within this update. Like, oh, it was about titles or about speed or about something. No, it's not running like that. Google calculates all that data and makes some new quality assessments against the pages that they were ranking, and most of the statistics we cannot even see, cannot even tell, because we don't see like behavioral data of our competitors, so we don't know if that page went up or down because of the user signals or something else.
Yes.
So just being holistic and making sure that you don't have any serious problems on technical level, content level, structure level, and user experience level,
And you're good to go.
Yeah, just fill the gaps.
Okay, last one. One sentence of advice for SEO beginners.
Be curious. Be curious. Don't take anything for granted. Ask, verify, look for a case study. If you're learning about this specific one thing, like entity salience, for example, don't learn just a definition. Look for case studies, look for research, look for discussions on that topic. So you're going to get, broader perspective and deeper understanding of that, and then connect the dots to, similar concepts to other things around it. And this is how you expand, learn, and get like a really structured knowledge, because a lot of new SEOs learn these different concepts, but they don't know how to, make them work together. So be curious, analyze, connect the dots. You will be good.
And watch to the podcast. And yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I had a lot of questions, but due to the lack of time, I think we
could go on like for 5 hours.
I think I've been getting so much. It's so much fun. Anything for the audience you want to say? Anything?
I don't know. Don't be afraid that SEO is dying or people are moving to AI tools. It's just another layer. It works together. It works very well. And all the data, all the statistics show that it's going to be like another vertical, another, channel that works together with SEO. Rand Fishkin wrote that with on recent Datos and SparkToro report on state of search or something like that. That in next few years, we're going to think of AI not as something replacing SEO, more like it was with social media. People didn't move to social media from Google. It's like a separate thing.
It's kind of an add-on.
Yeah, so don't be afraid. Invest in SEO. Buy our services.
Yes, buy our services. Make us rich and make yourself rich as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. I think it was a perfect podcast. Thank you so much for being on the show. It really means a lot to me. And again,
for inviting me.
Yeah, Polish always delivers, right?
This is what I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sticking till the end of the conversation with us. We hope you found as much value as we did while creating it. If you enjoyed the podcast and want us to bring more such influential guests, then please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Honestly, each like and subscribe help us keep going. It keeps us motivated to make such content which is filled with insights and valuable knowledge for you. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Anything you would like to tell us about the podcast? Whom do you want to see in the next podcast? And what kind of questions do you want to ask? And hey, just don't keep the conversation with yourself. Share this podcast with at least one person, can be a friend, colleague, or a family member, or anyone you think can benefit from learning something valuable or getting a fresh perspective. After all, one conversation, one perspective can truly change someone's life. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode of the Business Playbook by Gundeep.